what's crazy is about Real and Tate is that he had tweeted it, right? I'm pretty sure he tweeted it, and then out of nowhere that tweet was gone. So
I think he like finally
Real
looked up on Dex Tools what the real ticker was, and he saw what word was said, and he's like, "Oh,
Yep. He goes, "Oh, I can't condone that. Can't say that." All right, guys. Let's talk about markets. Quite a bit of a shakeup in the crypto market. Um, let's talk about it. So I want to go over a few key points in the stock market. We all know that something that I like to say is when there's not really a huge catalyst in the crypto market, you tend to see the crypto market follow the stock market. So one thing that we were kind of told early in 2024 from the Fed, so-called, is that the market should be getting some rate cuts, right? I'm sorry, not the market. The interest rates should start to dwindle down this year, right? We have extremely high interest rates right now, and they were basically saying, come summertime 2024, those rates should start to get cut down. We should see cuts of 0.25% on the interest rate. Well, now they're basically saying that man, I gotta close the chat because all I can read is Real and Tate right now. So basically, the market sentiment now is that they're not going to do any rate hikes, rate hike cuts. So they're not going to be cutting down on any of the interest rates. So we have FOMC coming out tomorrow. If we have CPI data coming up, inflation data, right? So the thesis is, okay, no interest rate cuts. The thesis and projection is that interest rates are going to stay the same, and that inflation is actually staying higher for longer, right? So all bad stuff. My thought is, maybe they stop sending so much money to every other damn country and just help make America great again. Wow, that was straight up MAGA. Is like, just put the money into the freaking country and make the country better instead of using all of our tax dollars to fund every other single country. And of course, put money back into the hands of the politicians, because that's really what it is, right? All that money just goes right back into the politicians, into the 0.001%, into the elite. And then some things for the crypto market that is going to be coming up in the next 2 to 3 weeks is called MiCA, MICA. So it basically means markets and crypto assets. So MiCA is mainly for, I'm sorry, not mainly for, it is for the 27 countries in the EU and for their regulations. So if they have to pass basically another bill for the 27 countries in the EU about basically the regulatories that they're going to pass for the crypto market, right? Just like we in the US, it's extremely, well, not extremely regulated, but it's getting more and more regulated, right? That's why we can't use any leverage platforms and so on in the US, right? And even with the VPNs and so on, now all these platforms are making KYC a thing, and it's becoming more and more mandatory. We're basically out of platforms. There are decentralized exchanges where you can trade leverage, but the issue is that they don't have too many coins, right? Like, most of the coins that we trade are not listed on those platforms, which is the drawback. Which is why, we've been kind of telling you guys, look at the Palo ID. It's only $250. Takes about 6 to 8 weeks to get there, and that will get you guys through KYC if you have no other way to get through KYC. Again, $250, super cheap. So the MiCA deadline is June 30th. So they have to pass these certain regulatory bylaws, of which I'm not going to read the whole list of stuff, but it's just a ton of stuff for regulation on exchanges, what coins they can buy and not buy. So there's a big deadline for that, right? And then they also are gonna, pass of the KYC and the AML stuff, which is obviously know your customer and anti-money laundering, right? Those are big things that need to be passed. But what gives me, more of a green light that this is going to pass on June 30th, no problem, is in April, in mid-April, they passed regulation for stablecoins. They basically made it to where stablecoins have to provide more regulation and show that basically show more information. So you know how like any kind of shitcoin can be listed on MEXC, especially if you just know people, you can pay 10, 20, $30,000, get any coin listed on MEXC that may not even be a safe coin, right? And that's basically what Mika passed in April for stablecoins, is saying, hey, like, we're going to approve stablecoins, but you guys are going to be under a lot of scrutiny, and we need to make sure that everything is in check and everything is in line. So those are the main kind of um, main highlights of that have been circulated in the market in the last week, and the main highlights of that we need to look into and look forward to for the crypto markets, and as well obviously following FOMC for the stock market, following the rate cuts or not rate cuts, right? Which is, they're saying they're not going to do rate cuts now this year. Inflation is going to continue higher this year. So those are all things of that we all have to keep an eye out for. So with all that said, let me go over some charts. And then after the charts, what I want to do is show you guys some pretty interesting stuff in terms of crypto liquidations and open interest in the crypto market. And I think the open interest stuff for you guys who are bulls should please you. I know it does for me, and that's kind of one of my reasons why I'm still buying more and more Bitcoin and ETH as we go. So let me open up my trading view here real quick. Make it a little bit smaller right there. Share my screen.
On both.
Justin, I'm going to share my screen on StreamYard real quick as well. Okay, so we got it open. You guys know, if I always like to start it off with the stock market, and then from the stock market go there. Let's just go over to the Magnificent Seven to see how they're performing. Why? Because they are the biggest comprisers of the S&P 500. So for you guys that don't know, NVIDIA did not drop $1,000. NVIDIA had a split of 10-1, meaning for every share that you owned of NVIDIA, now you have 10 shares instead, with the price being $120, right? And this is a way to make NVIDIA more affordable to the average buyer, right? Because buying shares at $1,000+ is extremely tough. Buying shares at $120, not so tough, right? NVIDIA is still extremely bullish, and trading above the 8 EMA, but continuing its further extension from the 34. And if you guys watched the videos that I posted about Bitcoin today, Ethereum, right? In the Ethereum video, I was saying, the further away that we are from the 34, the more likely it is that we pull back, especially if the pump is extremely violent, meaning it shot away from the 34 extremely fast. And if you watch the Ethereum video, which I'll go over Ethereum in a bit here, it was one massive candle that pumped way above the 34 EMA. So when that stuff happens, I expect to pull back. It's always going to pull back to the 34 eventually. And that's kind of what we're seeing unfold right now. So let me just run through the rest of the Magnificent Seven here. We have Apple, which Blast, if you're up on the stage, I want to invite you because this looks something news related, and I haven't had a chance to really see, but we've been talking over the last couple market updates, right? Last Wednesday, the Wednesday before that, guys, of Apple is approaching near all-time highs. Apple is approaching near all-time highs. We could see new highs on Apple, and Apple moved 7.5% today, which is very unlikely for Apple, unless there is a news catalyst. Blast, was there any news catalyst for Apple today?
Yeah, it was.
Was it the
well,
calculator on the iPad? Sorry to cut you off.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes. Yep. Yeah, we can. Oh yeah, OpenAI
So
stuff.
yeah, so it was. We had the conference yesterday that it was scheduled for
Mhm.
Apple, and they came out with the Chat GPT integration on iPhone. So
Right.
that OpenAI partnership wasn't,
Mm.
you know, received as well in like the first day. So people were like, okay, what happened? Why is not running? Why is it not moving?
Yeah.
And but hey, things don't have to move right away. You
Right.
know what I mean? We have to go back to our analysts. We have to go back to our desk and say, let's run the numbers. What does this mean for a company if we're going to integrate this?
Mhm.
So we know we have CPI tomorrow. We know we have the FOMC decision tomorrow. So that way they go like, okay, we wait or we attack right away and put money to work. And you know, sometimes like they say, you have to risk it to get the biscuit. You know,
Right.
They go like, okay, let's put some money to work now.
Mhm.
Whatever the decision happens tomorrow, maybe if it crashes and everything goes back, and try to pricing some of the things that the CPI will make you do, you know, and especially with the 10 years bonds going like crazy with that, and I'm going around on that data, because that CPI number, it's keep getting you pumped up to say, okay, how are we going to price next year?
Yep.
How our rents are going to look for? How are the payments are going to be? How my income is going to look like? Because there are so many people that depend on that CPI to get increases. You know, when you get that increase in your rent, CPI. You know, when you get that increase on your warehouse rent, CPI.
On your groceries.
You know, when you get everything is in that number. Now, why people say, oh, they're pricing in? What does that mean, pricing in? Pricing in is like, because the CPI, it's an aggregate number month by month. And as we approach December, it gets less, let's say, something that you will care about at the end of the year, because you're like, okay, the average, even if the CPI number, it's way up on the roof, it's not going to make the average go either higher or lower. So I'm already pricing in what I'm going to look for next month. So being said that, we're in the middle of the year. So you kind of have to, you know, play your chess right now and say, okay, throw me the number and see how my next year is going to look. Let's see how my next year of increases are going to look, how my warehouses incomes are going to look,
Mhm.
how my company is going to look for. So in the Apple side of things, they say, hey, let's risk it. Let's put some money to work. And I wasn't expecting this kind of move today on Apple, just because of that. It's say, hey, why not wait for another day? Let's see what the CPI says tomorrow, and
snap.
see if maybe on Thursday, Friday, we can talk about putting some money to work. Let's go. Imagine if this thing crashes tomorrow. You're gonna say, "Oh, what happened yesterday? We don't know what happened yesterday. It was an overreaction." No, it wasn't. It's just risking.
Right.
But I think it was more of the integration, and to add into that, yesterday, you know, it was received by Elon Musk saying, you know, if Apple makes partnership with OpenAI, we're going to ban Apple devices in all my companies. And when the richest person in the world says that, everybody's like stays back and say, okay, wait a second. Oh, fuck it. Let's risk it. You know?
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, someone said it, and this guy has some sort of power, but in a way, he's nobody.
Yeah.
Way, right?
He seemed kind of bitter. I don't know.
Yeah. We'll see.
Well, check out this technical Thanos snap here on Apple 15 minutes. Hell of a move. You know what? You know,
right?
Say it again. I'm sorry.
That's when you go, that was unexpected.
Yeah. Well, once you see that snap candle, it's freaking go time.
Unexpected move that when you go, hey, that unexpected, I can make money out of this. That was completely unexpected.
Right, right. You know what it was? Apple has so much free cash on hand. They're like, wait a minute, Nvidia just passed us on market cap. I don't think so. We got to do something to get back on top. And there you go. Now they're back on top, highest market cap in the entire stock market, $3.18 trillion, with Nvidia at 2.97 trillion. So Apple is back on top with that move.
Yep.
Tesla lagging behind on the rest of the Magnificent Seven. Still in a Thanos strategy set up to trade above to the moving averages here. But just hanging in there right now. If this low breaks and the 8 EMA crosses down, then the setup is broken. The others that obviously we've been talking about, Meta, again, getting very, very close to all-time highs again. Microsoft getting pennies away from all-time highs again and about to break out, right, guys? We've been harping on the Magnificent Seven stocks in every market update in the last month. Is that, guys, keep an eye out on these stocks, right? Like long call options on these are big payers right now. And Microsoft, I think, is going to make new highs, right? It's just about to. It's going to make new highs and then break out. Google, right? We've been talking about this nonstop, guys, reaching almost to all-time highs. It's only $1 away from all-time highs. When we're $1 away from all-time highs, we're gonna break out. Amazon reaching just dollars away from all-time highs. AI is obviously not in the Magnificent Seven. I just wanted to see if there was any sympathy with the pump on Apple because of the AI news. So just a coin, not coin. I'm sorry, just a stock to keep an eye out on, not in the Mag 7. So the only lagger really is Tesla right now. If maybe they need to incorporate OpenAI in some Tesla cars. I don't know. But I know they have Grok, which is in the works, right? So again, keep an eye out on these stocks, right? They're all pushing, either making new highs or pushing to make new highs. And these bad boys right here really run the whole market. So let's check S&P 500 real fast.
I think on Tesla is forming inverse head and shoulders, and if that area,
Oh yeah, you're right.
If you see the head all the way in the bottom, and then you could see that there's an area, so if right now kind of develops into the upside, you can put some alerts onto those EMAs that you have there. If you get across from there, you can actually have some upside. Now, one of the catalysts that Tesla could have, which it's increasing in popularity these days, is the robo-taxis. So the robo-taxis are getting tested in Austin, Texas, right here in the neck of the woods. And they're getting tested quite a while. And one of the things as well, those delivery things on drones, by Domino's and all this stuff. So that's what I read a lot, the robo-taxis and that. But it was one incident that that they had, that I think it was in San Francisco, that they had a big, it crashed some pedestrians or something like that. So they took so it's a big news on that. But remember, Tesla, it's all about data and what they have. And that's why he's so into AI, because he has so much data. Same thing as iPhone. Like iPhones, they know us. iPhone knows us, and the iPhone with AI, it's very hard to swallow in a way. It's like, dude, like it's gonna be everything.
Right.
Now, who's the other player that knows everything from you?
Google,
Amazon, Apple, Tesla, because it's like I want to go there, I want to go here. This is where I do every day. At 10 in the morning, I go to the gym or whatever it is. That's what I do with this guy. If I put sneakers ads in his face at 9:30, I will sell one.
Yeah.
10 app. You know, that's kind of the stuff.
Right.
So Amazon knows when you buy your stuff, when you buy your vitamins, when you buy your books, when you buy your clothes, and you don't even know yourself in a point. Like when you're like, I didn't know that I always buy shirts on February.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that. You're like, dude, yeah, that's AI. It's actually learning from you, and you became
A data point.
yeah, and actually like so robotic in a way. Like
Yep.
I buy my medicine always at the 25th of the month,
Right.
and all that stuff. So make sure you keep an eye on Google, Amazon, Apple, and Tesla. Those are
The Mag 7.
Another ones that you said, hey, these guys are grabbing data from me, and without me being without being intrusive in a way. Like if you think about it, maybe like Etsy or eBay or stuff like that, you're like, hey, this might get some data and get some help from AI. NVIDIA is definitely NVIDIA is gonna become the market. NVIDIA is going to become the market in a way, and that's what's gonna take us to hoverboards and right.
I can't wait for my Back to the Future board.
That's new to investing, trading, and stuff like that. Just make sure you this is the way you have to analyze the stocks and the equities. And we've learned from Peter Lynch. Trade what you know. Simple as that.
Yep.
If you trade Samsung and you have an iPhone, you're doing it completely wrong. You know?
Yep.
Completely wrong. Or if you're like, oh, I don't like to buy Amazon and I don't like to put my credit card online because I think they're gonna get stolen, then don't trade Amazon. You don't understand it.
Yeah.
So that's what we learned from Peter Lynch, and he's an eminence, and we know that he made tons of millions for Magallanes Fidelity. But that's the thing. Trade what you know. It's like, okay, stop one day, take your pen and pad and say, hey, what do I use every day? I use cars, I use Amazon, I use Apple, I use computer, I use Discord, I use Reddit.
Yep.
I buy on GameStop, whatever it is.
I got 3 Apple devices right here, and I'm looking at my Mac, and there's more, and there's an iPad right over here.
If you trade Samsung, then you're doing it completely wrong.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely. Like if you, and that's what one of the things we do Stock Unlock analyst meetings every weekend to see what we can throw you guys for the weekly watch list for the newsletters. And Pierce is always like, hey, I see Apple. I want to short it. I said, Pierce, Apple, never short. Never. And he's like, okay, yeah, I forgot. Then the next, like every other weekend, he goes like, hey, I see Apple. It's a short. I'm like, no, Apple is not a short. Apple is just like a 3 a.m. in the morning and the lights are going to come out and you need to go home. You know, It looks nice. The party is nice, but no. And look, we're all-time highs in Apple. So that proves it right.
Yeah. I mean, it's a war of like these new wars are being fought completely analog. It's all information, right? That's why there's so much misinformation on social media, or like in Russia specifically, right? They've blocked a lot of the social media because social media pushes so much just fake stuff or tries to drive a certain type of narrative. Before Elon kind of wiped away all the bots, right? Twitter was like 50% bots. It was a crazy stat, right? And literally designed to, okay, if this is a message that they want more out there, drive the bots to comment, right? And then fuel the other side, get that algo up, right? So just like Blast said, right, it's a quote unquote war on information right now. Which companies are gathering the most information in the world, right? If I was just talking to my lawyer, if he was saying, if you want to continue increasing of the value of Stock Unlock, you better keep gathering more and more emails, more and more information. It's crazy stuff, but it's extremely true. So let's go into the crypto market before we take too much time on the stock market and information wars and AI, because I could talk about that for hours. So,
Before you do that,
Yeah.
though, there's only one company that really truly caters to this on the military front and the governmental front, and that's Palantir. Let's be honest. I'm Palantir to the day I die. All right, go on. Continue.
God, that stock burned me back in the day. Let's check it out. Ooh, we got a little setup.
I'm in it for the long run.
DCA, man, a blast. It's like a fucked up itchy. It's like almost, but then this can have ruined it.
Yeah, I've seen it like that. I even have documentation on Y sharks in the middle of an Ichi. But yeah, Palantir is a good one. But yeah, now that you're gonna turn into the crypto, it goes back to what I said. Trade what you know, and you guys know me, and Arthur can tell right now. Every time anybody tells me, "Hey, do you see SOL going up?" I go, "What is it for? What is it? Like, what do you use it for? Do you know what it is? Is it a network? Is it a token? What is it? I don't know. I have no clue on crypto." So if you start trading something just because it's moving, then understand that anything can happen. If Bitcoin goes down and your coin goes up, that's when you go like, "Hey, there's something going on here." Like one goes up and the other one goes down, then you will find your patterns.
Yeah.
Now,
like Ondo.
always trying to learn what is it. What is it?
We have
like game token. Is it what is it?
We have a question. Is Palantir for Palo Alto? Yes. It is a Silicon Valley company. It originated in Silicon Valley. It was once labeled the most secretive company, the most secretive Silicon Valley company there. But yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
And
And their
you got
CEOs,
founders, you got founders like Peter Thiel. You're familiar with Peter Thiel and PayPal. It's this company. If you guys don't know what Palantir is, long story short, what they're most notorious for, and not in the civilian sector, but more in the military sector, is implementing AI into existing military installations. So like whether that be like fighter jets, whether that be missiles, whether that just be straight up intelligence. Palantir originally was used for mainly, and I'm still talking on the government sector side, is finding targets or terrorists. They would do it through data, through social media, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But now they've expanded into AI a lot more.
Yep. All right, so let's jump back into these crypto charts. Blasted said something of when Bitcoin goes down, but other things go up, right? If you look at this sea of red, even though if I know I tried to short Ondo and got stopped out, I was basically trying to short it here on the rejection of the hourly, and then it just did not work out. But that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. So Ondo is, you guys know, is one of my favorite long-term holds of the year, just because they're so tied into the ETF game, and we know how big the ETF narrative is for the crypto market this year. So big outlier right there for the rest of the market. I missed some of my long-term buys on it. But looking to always get into some more Ondo. So let's go into Bitcoin, and then I want to go over some of the market caps of the crypto market itself. So if you guys watched the Bitcoin video, which I hope you guys all did, so that's why I won't spend too much time on it, because we do need to talk about some Web3 and memes as well. Bitcoin here is still bullish. We've been moving sideways for about a month now. I'm still extremely highly convicted that we hit 88K going into Q3, if not even earlier. If we are holding the 50 MA. So like I was saying in the Bitcoin video, if we lose a 34 EMA, then we just trade back down to the other moving averages down below. And that is the 50 MA, which we hit and then bounced temporarily off. So we'll see how price action handles between 64,900 and 65,800, which is the 89 and the 50 MA. If we do lose this tight zone right here, then expect price action to dip down to the 144 EMA, like I was saying in the video. But we do still have our change of character to the upside here on Bitcoin. So I'm really not too worried about Bitcoin. Like I've been telling you guys for the last couple months, I buy Bitcoin and ETH every single week. And then I also buy some baskets that I like, and I use Uphold. I just really like the UI on it. I'm a big UI guy. That's why I use Webull. And they just like Coinbase, they have the feature where you can buy whatever amount that you want. And what I think is kind of cool about Uphold, man, Uphold should freaking sponsor me as a freaking influencer. But what I like about Uphold is they have these baskets. They have baskets for like infrastructure. They have AI baskets. They have metaverse baskets. So like in the metaverse basket, you'll find coins like Mana, Sand, Gala. In the AI basket, you'll find coins like FET, Ocean, AVAX. They have the infrastructure basket, which AVAX is also in that, and Sol and stuff, and RNDR, and RNDR is also in the AI basket as well. But let's say you want to cross invest into all those coins automatically, you can put $100 in the AI basket, and if there's 5 coins in that, it'll put $20 in every coin for you instead. So check out Uphold, especially right now, guys. While we do have this big dip on alts, it's really I really think it's a great time to start diving into these coins that a month or two ago, or just a few weeks ago, I know a lot of people are like, oh man, if I wish I bought more of this coin, or I wish I bought more of this coin. Well, just because it's taking 10-20% dumps, that's when you should be even more excited to buy, right? There was a quote, which I'm probably gonna get wrong, but it's like money is made in good times, fortunes are made in bad times, and then wealth is made in the worst of times. So right, like just look at the COVID crash and the 07-08 crash, right? In the worst of times, people that bought those dips, that was wealth, right? That's past money, that's past fortunes, that's wealth. And wealth means that shit lasts for generations. So don't be shy to buy your favorite coins right now. This is literally the time to do it. Let me just check the chat. I know we got some questions. Is Uphold available? Yes, it is available in the US, sir. Do I have a referral link for Uphold? Yeah, I do. If you guys can kindly wait, I will happily post that. Just wait till we finish up the live, and I'll get that link for you guys. Damn, I just sounded like a Uphold freaking spokesperson. I am not, by the way, I promise. Ethereum, different story than Bitcoin. And if you guys watch the ETH video, you know why. And if you listen to one of the first things that I said in this live market update when I was talking about NVIDIA, which I was saying, the further away that you are from the 34, the higher the probability that it will pull back to it. And I said, the more violent the extension above the 34 EMA is, then the more higher probability that pullback will be more violent and quicker, right? So this huge candle here on ETH, right, took us extremely far away from the 34 EMA. And now within the last 2-3 weeks, this 34 EMA, yes, it has came up and up and up. But when this first initial pump candle happened, the 34 EMA was probably chilling around right here. But when we do have these violent pumps away from the 34 EMA, we should expect, hey, we're going to pull back to the 34 EMA, right? So wait until I get into a trade or start buying into entries, right? If you were already in ETH and then you're holding through here, fantastic, you're doing the right thing. But if you weren't in Ethereum and then if you start buying in over here, that's usually when you get wrecked, because like I said, eventually it will come back to the 34 EMA. And for you people that have been here for a while, I'm sorry if this sounds repetitive, but I don't care if I'm buying at a higher price if it's close to the 34 EMA, because my risk is better. Meaning, if I bought ETH right here on this day, right, I would have probably had to wait. Here, let me just clear up some of these EMAs. If I bought ETH way over here, then I have to find out way below, probably around here. And I'm just ballparking because, again, time has passed and the 34 EMA has moved up. But if I'm buying way up here, then I have to maybe drop, let's say, 10, 11% until I find out that the bullish trend is still valid. Whereas if I'm buying at the 34 EMA when it tests the 34 EMA, right, you don't buy on a bearish candle if you're trying to go bullish, right? So let's take this example right here, or these examples right here, which is a great example actually, right? If I'm buying Ethereum over here on this bullish kicker over here, or over here on this hammer, then I know, hey, if I stop out, then my risk is low because the 34 EMA is so close to my entry point. Or if I buy over here, then I know that my risk is a lot lower because there's less of a drop that I have to wait for to test the 34 EMA. So I'm okay with buying at higher prices if it's close to the 34 EMA, because it will cost me less to find out if my trade is valid or if the trend is valid. And we guys know that the altcoin market follows, how am I doing on time? Shit, 15 minutes. We all know that the altcoin market follows Ethereum primarily, right? Because most of the altcoins are made on the Ethereum network, right? And of course, we have all the coins on Sol and so on, and then all these new meme coins. I can't stop thinking about Real and Tate. And obviously, there's all these new Sol coins as well now. So you'll see the Sol meme coins drop drastically when Sol is taking a big beating, right? It's the same thing with the altcoins that are built on the Ethereum network. You'll see those drop quickly when ETH is taking a beating, and ETH is taking a beating right now. If ETH drops down to the 144 EMA, I'm going to add quite a bit of a bag on my long-term portfolio here. Right now, I'm just holding. There's no reason for me to add at my current position on ETH. But if we drop down to the 144 EMA, I will add. Real quick, I just want to go over the totals before Fody covers Web3 and covers some of these meme coins that he's been hitting like freaking crazy beast. This is total. For you guys that don't know, everyone should keep an eye out on total, total 2, and total 3. Total is the entire crypto market as a whole. So you can see side by side, it's like ridiculously close. Oh man, I haven't even gone over the meme coins yet. Crap. All right, we're just gonna have to run this a bit longer because I wanted to go over GameStop and AMC as well. So Bitcoin chart is almost identical to the total market cap chart because obviously Bitcoin kind of runs the show. If you guys look, charts are extremely similar when they're compared. I'd like to just look at the total just because it shows us what the entire of crypto market cap is. And some of the other totals are total 2 and 3. And total 2 is the entire market cap excluding Bitcoin, meaning every single coin plus ETH, but not including of the market cap Bitcoin in it. And then total 3 is the entire crypto market cap without Bitcoin and ETH. So basically all your meme coins, of all your altcoins, all that stuff. I like to keep an eye out on these just because I like to gauge of what the whole market is doing, right? And even though they are very similar right now, especially on these daily time frames, when you kind of look at the 4 hours and the 1 hours and stuff, I like to see how the markets are performing side by side, right? If I see okay, the altcoin market is getting shattered, total 3, but total itself is not getting shattered. What does that mean? What does that tell me? That tells me of that money is still flowing into Bitcoin and Ethereum heavy, even if the altcoin market is getting destroyed, which will be your indicator on total 3. If total 3 starts to completely drop and drop and drop, but total is still doing well, that means money is still going crazy into Bitcoin and ETH, and we should not shy away from Bitcoin and ETH. Fody, real quick, do you have a lot to cover on Web3? Because there's a couple other things that I want to talk about.
No, I don't have a lot to cover. I just want to make sure we're hitting the points. There's some important things coming up that people need to be aware of. So, but I mean,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, cool. So let me go over memes real quick. Meme coins, meme stocks.
That's part of them. I mean, I'll piggyback off you on the meme coins because.
Okay. Then here, let me do this because this is still related to Bitcoin and ETH. I want to just go over this. Just some information that we need to look at, and I'm going to change it for StreamYard as well. Share screen, window, and then we'll go into the memes. All right. So I wanted to bring up the Bitcoin liquidation and ETH liquidation. So what stops price action from moving up if it's stagnant is the lack of liquidity, right? It's the lack of new profits being made. So when the big boys, right, are not, when they see the markets starting to slow down, and it's just kind of staying up at like a standstill, they need to create liquidity. They need to quote unquote f up some people. And like I said, $1 billion was liquidated in 24 hours on that dip on the crypto market. So now, though, looking at the Bitcoin exchange liquidation map, so if we look to the left, right, this is a cumulative. I think I still said it wrong, but I'm not going to try again. For long liquidations, right? You can see it's not too much, right? I mean, it's still almost $1 billion as we go, but in the grand scheme of the market, it's nothing. So now that people have gone absolutely wrecked in terms of liquidation to the long side, now there needs to be now the shorts need to get wrecked to really push the market up, right? And you can see that with this graph right here, right? This red is long. This green here is people shorting. So if you could see, once we pass 70K again, or even pass just 68K, 1 billion, which was the huge drop that we saw, 1 billion were liquidated long, right? Well, now if we just get up to 68,700, $1 billion, which what just made that big drop happen, $1 billion gets liquidated. If we get past 70K, 2 billion, and that's not counting of the other guys. Watch this number as I drag it. Once we get over 68.7, $1 billion liquidated. Over 69,000, 1.6 billion almost, right? Once we get over 69.5, 2 billion. Once we get over 70,000, 2 billion. Once we get over 71, 4.6 billion. And then 71.85 billion dollars. And then you guys can see how crazy it starts to get. If the market goes over 74K, I'll see you guys at 70. I'm sorry, I'll see you guys at 88K with some margaritas. Let me go over ETH real quick. Same story on ETH, right? So much liquidation happened to the long side that for the market makers, right, it's wise to, okay, we just effed over the longs. Now, if we really want to make a big bag, it's time to screw over the shorts. So this is stuff that I always keep an eye out. I may not always talk about it, but this is the kind of stuff that I watch, and this is the mindset of that I approach when I am adding my long-term bags and buying stuff, right? You need to think like the market maker, just like Blaster said, right? Think about how the investors are pricing in stuff. It's a war on information, air, all that stuff. Well, we need to think like the market makers if we want to make market maker bags. Now it's in the favor of the market makers to blow the shorts out, right? And with that said, before I go into the meme coins, this is also what I wanted to open up to you guys, right? ETH was at a standstill. It wasn't moving very much. So this is what I keep an eye out, right? Even though price dropped on Bitcoin, dropped on ETH, the yellow line is the price of Ethereum. The blue line is the open interest on Ethereum, right? So as price dropped on Ethereum, what happened? The open interest raised. That means more and more people were buying ETH, buying ETH, buying ETH. So again, that drives that fuel for me saying, hey, this bull run is far from over because open interest isn't dropping. And MFers are buying this dip, right? Same thing on Bitcoin, right? Every time price drops, like look at this. Every time price drops, open interest keeps going higher, right? Just look at the yellow line right here. Oops, crap, I zoomed in too much. Look at the yellow line. That's the price. Every time price drops, more accumulation, more accumulation, more accumulation. And I won't even get started on volume, but just a couple months ago, we had more volume than ever in the history of Bitcoin, even when Bitcoin was trading at 20K. I'm going to jump into the meme coins now, and then Fody will, the meme stocks, Jesus. And then
Holy crap. Hold on. We got some crazy stuff.
What in the bobo is going on?
Dude, oh my God. Go to Dex Screener and type in Sank right now. And just do it real quick before you get into this.
Ah, shit. We're going on a long live today, folks. It's a good one today.
Dude, I don't know what I'm looking at right now. Like, this is nuts.
Drop the link for me. Yeah, GME USDT. That went crazy.
Just so you know, we're in this, by the way. We've been in this.
We are in this? Hell yeah.
Bro, just click the link. Click the link. Share your screen. What?
I'm sharing.
What's going on?
Are we in this bad boy?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh.
I just want to take a seat on that.
We just doubled up on the market cap.
What? I don't understand what the hell is going on right now. That is the biggest green candle I've ever seen.
Ari, I gave Fody some soul to trade for me because I can't keep up with the shitters, dude. I just can't. I just get nuts. Bonk. All right, yeah, hell yeah, fire. All right, I'm gonna go to meme stonks real quick, and then Blast. I think Blast already dropped to one of the things that you want to talk about, which is GME USDT. And I know you're going to talk about Bobo and some other stuff. Ari is dropping some gold right now as well in the chat, guys. Check that out. Shitter King as well here. All right.
Ari is the king of the shitters. I'll give him that. He's king shitcoin.
Did you guys know in Mexico they call him Meme God, which means meme god? Let's go to AMC and GME. So GME, guys, what do I say? What have I been saying non-freaking stop today? Shit will always go back to the 34 EMA. We went back to the 34 EMA. Now we have a bullish kicker. We have a bullish engulfing here on GameStop. So for you GameStoppers, great setup. Even though we pumped 22% today on the daily chart, great setup. For you guys who are avoiding GameStop, AMC, fantastic setup, right? Shit will always now I keep saying shit because we kept saying shitters. So stocks, cryptos, forex, all the meme coins will always go back to the 34 EMA, and that's what's happening here on AMC. If you're not in those AMC calls that I dropped on the option floor, I don't think you're too late at all. I do still think we will trade up to the Thanos targets, like I was saying. Was trading up to the 200 SMA and then from there to the 144 EMA. So meme stocks, man, I keep saying that. Meme stocks are poised to move up higher. There are a lot of other meme stocks like TUP, Build-A-Bear. I think Bath & Body Works got delisted, but I try to stay away from all those because I like to stick with the leaders when it comes to the meme stocks. That's GameStop, AMC, think there's a ton of room to go on AMC. And I've always just been a little bit biased on AMC because when the first GameStop pump happened, like the first one, I missed it completely. And I found AMC instead. I did it the old school way. I went on their investors page. I'm like, all right, I got to see what's up. And you guys probably know the story for anyone that's been here for a bit. BlackRock, Vanguard, and Fidelity were buying shares of AMC like crazy before it went viral. And Stock and Lock got into AMC at $3. We sold it $17 and then sold it $20. If you put $1,600 in those AMC calls, you made $50,000. It was freaking wild. All right, Fody, I'm gonna let you take over because I'm gonna just keep yapping.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna make this one quick. Go ahead. Stop sharing your screen, Arthur. I will. We'll get
Joy,
into that.
because things have sympathy. Here, let me stop my screen on StreamYard. Things have sympathy runs, right? So when I was going over, yeah, it's just because I need to mute my mic, Joe, which I will in a second. We've just been talking back and forth so much. When I was saying earlier, when I looked at that stock AI, it's because I wanted to see if there was any sympathy on Apple running on AI news. So when GameStop starts running, the other meme stocks will start to run. It's called sympathy plays, and this counts for everything. When Nvidia runs, and you miss Nvidia, always look at AMD at Intel. Why? Because they're also chip stocks, so they have sympathy runs. When Tesla goes crazy, look at the other EV stocks like NIO, Lucid, Workhorse, those stuff, because they have sympathy runs. So when the leader in a sector goes crazy, then the non-leaders in that sector tend to run with it, and those are called sympathy plays. All right, Fody, take it over, bro.
Okay, stop sharing your screen on Discord. There, thank you. Yeah, so before we just look at what we're sitting on right now. Anyways, yeah, so a couple things, guys. A couple things that you need to be aware of, and I'll make this quick. Photon, if you've been using Photon to trade shitcoins, they just announced their airdrop. It's coming soon. So make sure you keep using Photon. Sanctum. Sanctum's going to be a massive airdrop that I posted in the airdrop channel a while ago. If you didn't, that was probably the easiest airdrop to farm, required little capital. If you didn't do that, you're a bozo. End of story. And then third, Aethir, AEITHIR. That's another airdrop that required zero capital. And that's going to be a massive one too. So make sure you guys are keeping an eye out on that. Let's go into meme coins. Now, last live, I said, there's probably 2 cat coins that are going to hit $1 billion market cap first on Solana. I'm adding a third, and that third one is Mitchie. Mitchie, this is a viral cat meme. This is a super viral cat meme. This coin has been around for quite some time. If we look here at its chart, man, we are rock bottom on it. If you ask me, what was the high over here? 6.66 cents. So it was around a $400 million market cap. I think we got ways to go, and I think there's a lot of potential to make money here. Ariana Grande just posted a Michi meme, not promoting the coin, but she posted the cat meme, ironically. And yeah, I think this cat meme is here to stay. So, one thing you're going to notice is when memes start really running, it's going to be the really solid memes, not the ones that are just made up of thin air. This Michi one is probably going to hit it, or is going to be one of the ones that hit it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys are going to start seeing some Rune. Yes, Arthur.
Did you see it was like with something, it was up, it was a dog with M16. I guess that shit was pumping crazy.
No, I didn't. Yeah, so anyways, I got some questions in here. Hold on. Who's running the Michi socials and how are they holding up? I feel like they could use some massive exposure. I have no idea who runs their socials, but it's this coin's got some legs to it, if you ask me. All right, Sync taking a little bit of it. I don't know why Sync's running right now. I'm probably looking at that later, guys. Also, one thing people are sleeping on are runes. Bitcoin runes. I'm going to post a couple rune sniping tools into the alpha channel just so it's going to be easier for you to snipe rune memes, and also like mint runes as well that are coming out, because I'm probably in like 10 different like rune group chats, and there's a big market there still, and people are making a lot of money on runes. It could be a little expensive with the fees and everything, but that's what the sniping tools are for, to give you the best advantage. As far as NFTs, NFTs are kind of still doing their little thing. And we'll touch on that a little bit more once once I find something exciting that actually comes out. But yeah, that still doesn't mean don't sleep on them.
Thanks, big dog.
Yeah, that's my little hot take right now in the Web3 market. And yeah.
Guys, don't forget, like, comment, share that video. Literally have an interview with Putin dropping tomorrow. Please tag Tucker Carlson. It'll mean so much to me, and I'll owe you one. If I owe you one, you'll want me to owe you one. Thanks, everybody. Peace out.
Peace.